Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday Dharma service. Let's begin our practice by turning to page 11 and reciting the essential dharmas of daily practice. Essential dharmas of daily practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. Let us turn a self-serving mind into a mind that serves the good of all. Now, to help prepare ourselves for sitting meditation, let's move and stretch our bodies with some standing Qi Gong exercises for our legs and back. Go ahead and stand behind your mat and make sure you have space to move comfortably. We'll start with our feet about shoulder width apart and take a moment to bring your awareness to your breathing. As you breathe in, notice any sensations or discomfort, any tension, and as you breathe out, gently release and relax. Moving meditation is very similar to seated meditation. We're cultivating an awareness. This time as you breathe in, gather your hands up and bring the energy up towards the ceiling and then push down, breathing out. Once more, breathe in. One more time. This time, breathe in and push out, holding your breath like you're pushing against a wall. Feel the tension in your arms, and then breathe out, releasing. One more time, breathe in. Release. This time, breathe in and reach up towards the ceiling. Reach as high as you can, holding your breath at the top, and release. Again, breathe in, noticing any tension or discomfort. Reach up and stretch. Look up towards your fingers, and breathe out, releasing. This time as you breathe in, bring your arms out to the side and then bend over, gathering your hands at the bottom. Breathe out and breathe in, bringing the circle up behind you, coming up to the top, and breathe out, coming down on the other side. When you reach the bottom, go back in the other direction. You can do this at whatever pace feels comfortable for you and whatever feels right for your body. One more time, bring the circle up and down and come to rest gently at the bottom, feeling your back, relaxing your arms, and breathe in, gently allowing your back to straighten, slowly stacking one vertebra at a time. Come to center. And gently widen your stance just a little bit. We're going to do a couple of forms of arm and back stretches. So to do that, we're going to start by pushing our arms out at an angle from the body, facing towards the floor. You're going to allow them to stretch out like you're putting roots into the earth, and relax your shoulders, reaching as far as you can down to the ground. Breathe in, feel any tension, and breathe out, releasing up towards the ceiling. Reach up as high as you can, looking up towards the ceiling. Hold your breath and release. Coming down, bring them behind your back and look up and backwards, stretching your shoulder blades. Breathe in, feel any tension, and breathe out, bringing your arms forward, arching your back like a cat. Stretch forward. Hold and release back to center. We'll go through that section one more time. So arms down like you're planting roots in the earth. Breathe in and breathe out, releasing tension. Arms up as high as you can towards the sky. Breathing in and releasing. Arms back, stretching the shoulder blades. Breathe in and out, releasing. And towards the front, arching your back. And breathe out, release, back to center. Now, take one more moment to bring your feet back to shoulder width apart. Take a moment to feel your body. Notice any differences, what your energy level is, and any tension. Ground yourself in the here and now. And breathe in and out, gathering your awareness. Now bring your palms together. Please join us for 4 bows to Dharmakaya Buddha, Fourfold Grace. You can all step forward a little bit except for the front row so that we can make more space for the people in the back, please.
Gratitude, I bow to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the marvelous gift of nature and the universe. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of parents, ancestors, and everyone who has given me life and nurtured me. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of fellow beings, recognizing the truth of interconnectedness. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of laws, which guides us to live in harmony and create mutual well-being.
Let us welcome our body, our energy. Let us welcome our intention this morning, August 2nd, our meditation and Dharma. Meditation is simple. Anyone can practice it. I can enjoy this practice. Let us take the time to find our most comfortable position on the floor or in a chair or on your bench. Rock back and forth and side to side until your body feels really, really comfortable and centered. From head to toe, scan your entire body to see if there is any tension, any uneasiness, any discomfort. Be aware of it, embrace it. Take a deep breath out. Let us let go of tension in our face, head, neck, and shoulders. Breathe in. I am here. I am sitting in silence. Breathe out. I am releasing any mental clutterness or any physical uneasiness. Breathe in, aware. Breathe out, release. Gentle reminder again. Relax Relax your whole body. It is okay to slouch a little bit if that feels more natural. But if your body agrees, gradually try to sit up tall, a bit taller. Feel your grounding pelvic floor energy supporting your upper body. And you may start to feel your lower back growing stronger, a little bit more solid. And you may also notice your chest and heart opening as you sit up tall, relaxing your shoulders. Feel your ears aligned straight above your shoulders. Beautiful. Let us soften our forehead, cheeks, and mouth so we don't clench. Let us soften our eyes, choosing either softly open or softly closing. This all happens with a deep awareness of our in-breath, out-breath. By lifting up our head a little bit more, looking straight ahead, we honor and we connect with our open-hearted spirit. As you sit in deep silent meditation, some of you may notice that your face or body begins to itch. That is actually a good sign, showing that is gentle, nice circulation of Qi energy happening. Whenever there is any itchiness, instead of react or respond immediately, you are invited to simply note the itching. Simply note the itching and let it pass. Dear friends, if your legs ache very uncomfortably, you may change position very slowly. Readjust your sitting again very slowly so that you still maintain a calm stillness. Also honor the silent practice of those around you. Whenever thoughts arise in our minds, we choose not to be disturbed by them. We choose not to react to our thoughts or pursue them, because we know they are just thoughts and they will disappear by themselves. Or you can also whisper them, I will talk to you after this practice session. Wait for me in the parking lot. How grateful we are to simply pause, cultivate this deep, calm, clear energy. Simply sitting, simply breathing, simply being aware. Exhale, release tension. Exhale, release our thoughts. Blessings, blessings to our practice.
Page 4, Yangju, prayer chant. Chanji Yangi Hashim Jong Mansa Yoe Hashim Jong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Jong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong Chanji Yangi Ashim Chong Mansayo E Ashim Tong Chanji Yoa Dong Ilche Ayo Chanji Dong Shim Chong.
Palms together. August prayer. Dharmakaya Buddha Fourfold Grace. As summer days slowly release heat and ease into cooler mornings, may our minds and bodies also release into relaxation and rest. As we begin this new month, may our hearts be steady, our minds clear, and our steps guided by wisdom. Every year in the first week of August, we have a tradition of young people's retreat. May our teen Buddhas cultivate their true nature of mindfulness, gratitude, and joy. In August, may we relax under shady trees and give ourselves a break from our rushing minds and bodies. Under layers of leaves, may we find refuge to simply pause and rest. May we take time to breathe and contemplate trees' far-reaching roots. The strong, deep roots of trees sustain their lives and help sustain all life on our planet. Through our connection with the trees and nature, we feel supported and grounded. Trees with deep roots endure through thick and thin, through scorching sun, drought, storms, and pouring rain. We aspire to grow our own spiritual roots. May we offer cool and calm shelter for ourselves and others. O Dharmakaya Buddha Fourfold Grace, in Won Buddhism, August is honored as a month of self-transformation. In August 1919, the first 9 disciples of our founding teacher, Sotaesan, proclaimed their sincere dedication to Dharma and Sangha. We honor the founding disciples of Won Buddhism and the numerous sincere practitioners in the US and around the world. On August 23rd, we also celebrate our friends Tom Higgins and Elliot Nelson as they express their spiritual commitment through their acceptance of Dharma names. From the power of our commitment to truth and practice, through thick and thin, we honor every day of our spiritual journeys. Just like strong trees and the early disciples in August, may our roots of spiritual cultivation grow strong and deep. May we meet each day with gratitude, kindness, and courage. May we share the promise of peace wherever we go. May we awaken again and again to our true nature. This we pray. 원하옵니다. 원하옵니다. 간절히 원하옵니다. 내 손길 닿는 곳, 내 발길 머무는 곳, 내 음성 가르치는 곳, 내 마음 향하는 곳마다 우리 모두 함께, 우리 모두 함께 성부제주 이하리 되어지리라.
I wish and pray sincerely and truly, where my hands touch the world, where my feet walk on the earth, where my voice echoes through the hills, and in all realms where my heart and mind reach, that we all together share a true affinity for attaining great enlightenment and for helping all living beings.
Page 9. Ilwan is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Ilwan manifests as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence
and infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is, viewed as impermanent, till one unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies in the four forms of birth. We transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Il Ones on the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Il One and become one with the nature of Il One.
Hello, North Carolina Temple.
Hi, North Carolina.
This is Christina, Michelle, and Evan.
We miss you all, and we love the connections we've been able to maintain with your temple group.
We saw Reverend Won Gong this past week, and were able to attend a retreat that she coordinated and led at the Vancouver Temple.
It was a wonderful retreat.
Yeah, it was really nice to see them.
It was refreshing to reflect on gratitude and being present and to meet new people there at the retreat.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Miss you.
The food was incredible. Take care, be well.
This morning, our good temple friend, Pete Warshaw, Wan Ji Ho, will share his Dharma talk, My First 15 Years. With palms together, let us warmly welcome.
If any of you are stiff or uncomfortable, move around. The first time I was here, it was challenging. The first temple service I attended was in April 2011, a little more than 15 years ago. I remember the date because by coincidence, it was the celebration of Great Awakening Day in honor of the founding master of Won Buddhism, Sotaesan. This Dharma hall was still under construction. My wife Julie and I joined about 20 other people, that was all, next door in what is now the residence. As we do today, we bowed, chanted, meditated, and heard a Dharma talk. We sat in a circle on cushions that quickly became uncomfortable. There was no grand plan that got me here. Julie had attended the previous week when I was out of town for work. She said she wanted to go back and asked if I'd like to join her. Sure. I had no idea what to expect, but thought it might be interesting. 15 years later, I'm still here. I haven't done many things that have lasted that long. Today, I'd like to share with you the winding path I've taken and am still taking, and what it has all meant to me. It started, as do most journeys, with curious interests and a heap of ignorance. I knew nothing about Won Buddhism or any Buddhism. Mine was a secular Jewish family with emphasis on the secular. But there were a few things here that caught my attention right away. We talk about having a beginner's mind. Well, I was a babe in the woods. And that was not only okay, but was welcomed from that first April day. The 20 minutes of meditation at the service was quieting, although I'll confess that it sometimes felt like an hour. My early forays into the Dharma, the teachings, introduced a way of thinking that I sensed had relevance and substance. And the main reason I kept returning in those early days was that I felt better when I left. It was a safety valve, letting off the steam that had built up over the past week, so that on Monday, with the pressure erased, I could jump back into my real world of responsibilities. The next temple service was on my calendar, but I didn't think much about it until I again showed up. Fast forward. Over the past decade and a half, I've been an active member of this Sangha, this temple community. I attend the temple services regularly, went on retreats led by Reverend Won, copied the entire scriptures by hand to dig further into the teachings, received a Dharma name to signify my commitment to the practice, participated in a series of 7 deliverance ceremonies when Julie died 6 years ago, and continue to lend a hand as I'm able. Much to my surprise, a transformation has gradually taken place. My Buddhist practice is no longer something I do. It has become who I am, and I am what it is. On an opening page of the doctrinal book of Won Buddhism, the Red Book, you will find Buddha Dharma is daily life. Daily life is Buddha Dharma. Within the scriptures, the founding master said, no matter what you may be doing, whether you are wholly devoted to it or not, depends upon how well you understand its connection to yourself. And then ordinary people consider practice to consist of always sitting quietly in meditation, reciting the Buddha's name, and reading scriptures, and do not realize that there exists a practice conducted throughout everyday life. This transformation of mine was not planned. It just happened. And it has become a central part of how I wend my way through my life. Let me try to explain. The Buddhist notion of one's true nature, or Buddha nature, is now at the core of my beliefs. I'm not able to describe my true nature in words, but it feels palpable. It is often described as the sun behind the clouds. The sun is always there, even if you can't see it, said the Tibetan monk Tuka Urgyen Rinpoche. If true nature, the sun, is the essence of me, then I don't have to become something. I already am, whole and complete. This is so liberating and a huge contrast to the guilt-ridden belief systems of Western religions. Of course, like the clouds masking the sun, I paper over my true nature with a bunch of junk. Disturbances, delusions, and wrongdoings. I grasp and I cling. I attach myself to beliefs that are of my own making, with only a tangential relationship to reality. My ego, my big fat I, rises to the forefront. Yes, I often lose sight of my true nature, but it isn't gone. Furthermore, as we recite in the essential dharmas of daily practice, as we did earlier, true nature can be restored by learning to practice equanimity, by developing wisdom, and by choosing to act mindfully rather than impulsively reacting. While I am unable to fully remove the clouds, I'm becoming better able to see through them. And my Buddhist practice is helping me do this. In his marvelous book, Why Buddhism is True, Robert Wright, a psychologist and Buddhist scholar, wrote, "The things in your environment, the sights, the sounds, the people, the news, the videos, what in Buddhism we call sensory conditions, are pushing your buttons, activating feelings that, however subtly, set in motion trains of thought and reactions that govern your behavior, sometimes in ways that are unfortunate. And they will keep doing that unless you start paying attention to what's going on." It starts with acknowledging that the world isn't happening to me. I'm doing it to myself. Those clouds are my own making. As my friend, the psychologist and poet Ed Ryderband said, "Others may not wish you well, but they cannot cause your suffering." Easier said than done. But I've increasingly been able to examine what's going on in me. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I doing? But before I can ask those questions of myself, I first must pause and create mental and emotional space for that contemplation. In his profound book, Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." The Buddhist monk Bhikkhu Bodhi wrote a similar passage. "It is in this space between feeling and craving that the battle will be fought, which will determine whether bondage will continue indefinitely into the future or whether it will be replaced by enlightenment and liberation." Much of Buddhist practice trains us to pause, to create that space. Meditation, chanting, listening to the gongs and chimes. These acts remove me from the frantic bustle of my life. And the more I've practiced, I have found I can call up these pauses more readily and often in the moment. Once I've paused and created some space, I'm then able to ask myself with clarity, with mindfulness, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I doing? And then, as needed, take mindful action that is more aligned with my true nature. The clouds I've created around me simply drift away. Here are a couple of examples of recent experiences. A few weeks ago, I visited a friend in the North Carolina mountains. The trip home started with a lengthy drive down a steep, narrow, twisting, two-lane mountain road. And then it started to rain and thunder. As I buckled into my seatbelt, I paused and asked myself, what am I thinking? This is going to be a scary drive. I'd like to drive slowly, but for sure there will be a giant pickup truck on my tail with no place for me to pull over or let it pass. What am I feeling? Frightened, anxious, tense throughout my body. What am I doing? Gripping the steering wheel before even turning on the engine. As I became more mindfully aware of all this, it hit me that this scenario was totally of my own making. I hadn't even started the car. My bodily tension eased. I told myself that I would drive carefully and pull over where possible if a giant pickup rode my bumper. And in fact, I got down the mountain not only in one piece, but with a calm that I hadn't thought was possible. A second example. My friendships are very important to me, and I purposefully try to nurture them. One friend consistently makes life choices that are not in their best interest. I see no indication that the situation will improve. I really care about this person and found myself in a mental loop worrying about them without getting anywhere. Then I paused, created some space, and asked myself, what am I thinking? This is a train wreck, and there is nothing I can do about it. What am I feeling? Concerned, helpless, and to be frank, a bit annoyed that they can't make more sensible choices. What am I doing? Avoiding them because it's too painful to watch. It became clear that I was wrapping myself around a pole of my own doing. I took another breath and asked myself how I could be a good friend under these circumstances. I decided to stay connected, but not too tightly, provide a shoulder as I feel able. Today, I am sad, but no longer helpless, and that's where we are now. The founding master said you must assess and check your mind over and over to see whether or not your mind ground is disturbed, deluded, or subject to wrongdoing. You must do this until ultimately you reach a state in which the mind needs no checking. My mind still needs checking, but increasingly I do it naturally many times each day as I face small things and big things. Here's a small example. Now that I've retired, my morning wake-up routine can be whatever I want it to be. But all those years of work and family life led me to create a sense of urgency to it. Totally unnecessary now, but still present. On waking the other morning, my mind went quickly to the day's activities, and I started to feel the tyranny of urgent again. Now, I wanted to be dressed, breakfasted, and out. Caught myself. I smiled, relaxed the tension, and got ready. And it took no longer than when I was feeling rushed. Many factors have contributed to my current state of being, which by and large is pretty happy. My Buddhist practice has been instrumental in this lifelong and infinitely unfinished process. It has given me a sense of my center point, my true nature, even though I can't describe it in words. It has helped me take full ownership for my well-being. The world isn't happening to me. It has taught me ways to pause and create space between a stimulus and a response. Within that space, it has helped me to mindfully perceive and acknowledge what's going on inside me, including an awareness of all the attachments that are of my own creation. It has provided me with an avenue for mindful choice and action that supports my well-being and the well-being of others, edging me closer to my true nature. Not bad for 15 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete, for your gentle and grounding wisdom. Let's take a few moments to reflect on Pete's talk and think about how your own life has been shaped by your spiritual curiosity and your own journey. Now, friends at home, you are welcome to write your thoughts and takeaways in the live chat, or you can put them in your journal. We are always happy when you share your thoughts and takeaways with us. And friends in the Dharma Hall can pair up in 2s and 3s and talk about Pete's talk and how your life has been changed from it.
I show you my plan?
I think it will be like 70. Is that okay?
We start right away.
Thank you, Pete, for your very insightful and meaningful sharing, and thank you for your conversation. I'm looking at some friends joining us online. Cynthia, Heidi, Judy, Rob, Jeannie, Candace, Daniel, Lauren, Jehi Jen Robinson, Lauren, Jennifer Little from Kentucky, Becky, Blanca, Texas, and we have Polly. And I'm going to read one or two thoughts here from Blanca. Thank you so much. It's great to have that advice for when we are faced with difficulties that make us react quickly. And also, Daniel shared, the world is not happening to me. I am creating it with what I think, what I feel, and what I do. Thank you, those friends joining us online. And here in person, we have 53 friends joining us this morning. I see some familiar face. Is it John Dalcante, you here? Come over here for a second. You are here all the way from New York? Usually, could you come over here for a second? Usually he's showing on that One Dharma Center upstate New York. He's live streaming usually at this time of every Sunday morning, but you are here. Come over here for a second. What brought you here? You can grab that. John Dalcante, Won Shingun, that's his Dharma name. Shingun means the root of faith.
Yes. I prepared a talk for you today. Yeah, I was just in town. I wanted to stop in and get refreshed before my trip back.
How do you feel being here? You were here a long time ago, many, many years.
Well, it's always a home base. Whenever you're, actually the whole Won network serves as a base for me personally. So see old friends, tie into the old messages, and as Pete said, it's a continual journey, and you could reflect on the changes over time. It's probably not an immediate change, but yeah, so it's beneficial for me to think back where I was at the very start, where I am now, where I hope to be.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about One Dharma Center? Because a lot of friends in our temple are never been there.
Okay. So the Won Dharma Center is the headquarters for the Western Hemisphere of Won Buddhism. It's up in Claver, New York, in the Hudson Valley, about an hour south of Albany, 2 hours north of New York City. They have retreats up there continually throughout the year. They have their own sangha like this of local folks who get together. So if you're up in the Northeast, you're always encouraged to stop in, and always welcome, more or less.
Thank you, John. Won Shingun. John he's one of the founding members in our temple. At the very, very beginning, when we started 22 years ago, he's here. A lot of trees that are now grown up had his sweat, digging and sweat, and sometimes frustration because it's not easy to work. And sometimes he left his jacket in the garden. Then, John worked here. That's the kind of proof he's been working here and there. Also, when we had every fall festival, he brought all the chairs and tent, making our fall bazaar open house very festive. So always, when I think of the early years of this temple, I feel deeply grateful to John and then many our temple, some of friends still here from the very beginning. And it's just that the memory is very, very strongly and cherished in my heart. Thank you, John, for everything you did and continuing doing wherever you are. Thank you. Any friends new first time here today? Please raise your hands. Wow, welcome, welcome, wonderful, wonderful. Somebody can, Theo, would you like to share something briefly about, you want a community announcements too? Yeah. Somebody can give a pin mic to Theo.
All right, how's everybody doing? So me and Reese, we work for NCAT in Action, North Carolina Asian Americans Together in Action. We do a lot of voter advocacy work, nothing really political necessarily, but if there's anybody that needs to have any voter registrations updated or anything like that, we'll be right outside when we finish, and we have some forms for you, okay? Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dharma friends, for your beautiful presence at our community practice this morning. I'm deeply grateful for the chance to learn and to share with community members. Thank you, Pete. Save the date. On Sunday, August 23rd at 10 a.m., we will have a special service for Self-Transformation Day. We will commemorate the spiritual transformation of the first 9 disciples, renew our own commitment to inner transformation, and celebrate 2 longtime temple friends, Elliot and Tom, as they receive their Dharma names.
We invite you to our Introduction to Won Buddhism class, offered online on Wednesday, August 26th. Whether you're new to meditation, exploring Buddhist teachings, or simply interested in learning more, you are welcome. You can register on our website, which is WonBuddhismNC.org.
2 temple retreats are happening in September. Our Labor Day Overnight Happiness Retreat is September 6th and 7th. Our Young Adult Retreat is Saturday, September 19th from 2 to 7 p.m. As always, you can find out more information and registration on our website.
You may have seen the table in the foyer, but our temple's YouTube channel is just a few subscribers away from reaching 5,000 subs. As we celebrate this exciting milestone, we're also looking ahead and exploring ways to make our channel even better. Reverend Won Gong warmly invites you to share your ideas, your hopes, suggestions for its future. You're more than welcome to email your suggestions, or if you're here this morning, please write them down on the posters at the round table in the foyer. Thank you for your support and inspiration.
This afternoon at 4 p.m., you are invited to join our North Raleigh Temple for more community meditation opportunities. Our Raleigh Temple is located in the quiet woods in the Falls Lake area, and all are welcome.
And lastly, just our heartfelt thanks to our temple sustainers and all those who support our temple through your generous practice of dana. Kamsahamnida.
Kamsahamnida.
Page 13.
Dhammakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world.
Let's clasp fingers, stretch up high. And then wiggle our fingers, turn around towards the camera.